What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making a ribeye. This is about a week old that I froze, then defrosted, and now we're going to be cooking it today. We're going to be cooking it in a cast iron skillet without thyme because I do not have thyme, but we do have garlic and we do have butter. So preheated the oven to 450 degrees. As soon as I turned it on, put the cast iron skillet in there. That way it's a gradual temperature increase rather than just sticking the cast iron in when it's at 450 degrees. So we'll let that heat up for probably around 40 minutes or so. Disregard me meal prepping in the background. It's Sunday night, so I'm cooking for the entire week, just a bunch of meat. Oven actually just preheated to 450. So once we're a little bit closer to getting ready, I'll check back in with you. All right, so this is our steak right now, our ribeye. We are letting it come to room temperature for probably about 20 minutes or so till it comes to room temperature. We're only going to be seasoning it with sea salt and then freshly ground black pepper. And then once that is done, I will check back in. Okay, and then checking back in, we have everything all seasoned deeply with salt and pepper, and seasoned it pretty generously just because it's about 1.5 inches thick, so a pretty thick steak, and I want to make sure that it has a lot of flavor all the way through. And the reason that we let it come to room temperature is so that when you're cooking it, the inside is what's most important that comes to room temperature, because you don't want it to be super raw on the inside. We're going for a medium rare type ribeye. So we have the cast iron skillet that's probably about 10-15 minutes away from being all preheated. We'll get that piping hot on the stovetop, and then at the same time, I'm gonna start preparing the side. All right, back in frame. So for the sides, we're going to be using these little tomatoes from the Little Potato Company. I think I just got these at Costco, to be honest, but just cut them in half, toss them in a bowl with some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then bake at like 350 degrees for 30 minutes or so. Depending on how much you have on the cooking sheet, depends on the time. For cooking for 2 people, it's gonna be about 30 minutes. So we'll cut these up now. Okay, a little bit of olive oil. A little bit more sea salt and pepper. Oh, and I put an apron on, covered up the shirt. Sorry for the Jersey Shore Supplements fans, it's just wearing a white shirt and cooking. So figured I'd put on my apron. Shout out Grandma, wanted that life. So at this point in time, we are going to put these on a cooking sheet. One, we are going to take out our cast iron skillet, put it on the stovetop, turn on the stovetop, drop our oven temperature from 450 down to 350. We are going to smash our garlic clove, and then we are going to take out our grass-fed butter. Go. No transition because I'm bad at it. Okay, right now, this pan is piping hot. Just took it out of the oven, which reminds me, need to bring down temperature to 350, like I said I was gonna do. And then I don't have avocado oil. Avocado oil has a higher smoking temperature. Right now all I have is olive oil. So we're gonna use some olive oil, put that in the pan. We have our steak here at room temperature. Then I have all my other ingredients prepared as well to the side. So we're gonna cook one side for 4 minutes without touching it. Don't put anything in besides the olive oil, and then we'll touch back in. So the olive oil is pretty smoky, and I want to keep the fan off so that you could hear me. But let's see. Swirl it around. If you've ever touched a cast iron skillet with your hand, tell me how that was in the comments. I've never done it, but listen to the sound. Always lay away. 4 minutes. Okay, and then after 4 minutes, your apartment slash house is going to be extremely smoky. So we're then going to flip it. Whoops. Flip it. And then let it sit like this for 1 minute. Okay, then after 1 minute, I'm going to throw my butter in. Throw my garlic in and put it in the oven for 1 minute. You think the smoke's bad now? Wait until I open up the oven. Turn the vent off. So at this point, I would normally throw the tine in if I had any time, but gonna keep the fan on and just baste for the next 2 minutes. Okay, and then after 4 minutes, we remove from the heat. Put it on our cutting board. Keep the garlic on. Now, take a look at that first of all. We let this sit for 5 minutes. I'm gonna cover it in foil so that it keeps its temperature and also keeps cooking on the inside. But I'm gonna get this covered in some foil and I'll check back in with you when it's ready to be cut. Okay, so it has officially been 5 minutes since this has been resting under the foil. Let's see how it looks. Wow. Time to substitute now to cut it. Oh, there goes the video. Yes, I'm on a scale. Medium rare. This crust.
You just make that for us to eat or for lunch?
For us to eat. Oh. And now it's time for the sides.
Yeah.
Just some potatoes. And cut to the final dish. Well, we learned today that when you're cooking for your girlfriend, to tell her that you're making a YouTube video about it. But this is the final product. A nice, medium rare, maybe rare, ribeye with some roasted potatoes. Bon appetit. Thank you everybody for watching my YouTube video. Hopefully you are able to follow along and make a ribeye yourself with some roasted potatoes. I highly recommend it. Just make sure you have good airflow in your apartment slash house. That way it's not very smoky in here the next 3 days. But let me know what you thought in the comments, how you cook a ribeye on a cast iron skillet. Yeah, like, subscribe, and see you next time.